James, a 1-1 draw with Airdrieonians this afternoon. Your thoughts on the 90 minutes, please?
It was certainly eventful. We started the game fantastically well. Some of the football we played in that first 30-35 minutes was as good as I've seen this season in this league. We didn't manage to get ourselves in front, and Lewis is unlucky with the one. We had a couple of other chances, but we knew coming here, Airdrie were going to come back at us. They've still got a lot to play for, and they're a very good side. They've caused us problems in every game this season, but I think today we were excellent for large spells of this game, and then we had to show the other side of football where you've just got to dig in, you've got to fight for everything you're getting, and then when you go down to 9 men, you've got to do that. And they done it very well. Rewind back to, it wasn't too long ago, we were here and we were 3-0 down, and a lot of people said that game changed on the sending off. With one man going off for Airdrie, we managed to claw it back in 4-3, but we showed today that losing 2 men, we could still dig in, we could still fight for this football club, and that's what we've done. And we're not, I probably are happy with the point actually, because when you go down to 9 men, then I'd be kidding everyone on if I say I'm not happy with the point, but a little bit frustrated, a wee bit, because in the first half we deserved to be in front. But I've got a lot of respect for McPake. He's a fantastic coach, and the way his team plays, they play some really good stuff, and they can hurt you. They've got some good players, and they've got a good system. So to come here and go to 9 men and get away with a point, then it keeps the unbeaten run going, which was very important, and we were never going to shut off. It's important to the full group. I think it's 22 now, and we'll move on to next week now.
It was a great goal, great ball through from Joe Chalmers and Craig Whiting, just doing what we all expect him to do these days. Yeah,
no, the ball's fantastic, the touch is great, and then I've not actually seen it back because there's been that much to watch on other stuff, but the dink over the goalkeeper. But no, we are used to that. I believe that's 17 now, and another fantastic goal, fantastic performance from him again. But I think the full team today, everyone, and again the spirit there in that group. There's players kicking every ball that aren't even stripped. There's players that aren't getting on, kicking every ball, desperate for their teammates to get something out of the game, and they got that, and that spirit's has been key for us. And a special mention, I think, to Paul Allen. He was fantastic in the first half. He got a bit of a dead leg, and we're not going to risk him when he's been out for that long. So hopefully he'll be okay for next week as well. But I thought he was excellent in the first half of the game, and a tough game as well to come here and start when the way they do move the ball. But delighted for Paul today, and just hope he's back for next week.
You've mentioned the 2 red cards, and as you said, the organisational skills after then was fantastic. I can't remember Dennis having too many saves, and that's testament to the players out on the park, that they stayed resolute and fought right to the end.
Yeah, I think Dennis was excellent in the game. I think he had 2 or 3 really key saves when it was 11v11, and that was maybe because we were more open and we were attacking, Airdrie were attacking because they were desperate for the win. In fairness, at 11v11 it was a very good game to watch. Two good teams going at each other, trying to win the game, and then for me it gets ruined. The game just gets ruined, in my opinion. Now, I'm not, and it's not so much in maybe the second sending off. I don't know. The first one I can see why it gets given, yeah, because Kyle is the last man. I will need to sit and watch it back, but from the side you can understand that one. Kevin's one was right in front of me, and I've seen it back. It's hard to see the angle as such, but when you've got McPake, when you've got the player that got injured telling you it's not a red card, but not just that, I think the game was ruined on and I do need to be careful in what I'm saying, but there's a problem here and it's not just at this level, because that referee's higher up than this league, so I'm not saying or having a go at this league, but for me, and I seen Stuart Kettlewell come out and had comments as well, and I fully support him in that, but there's the relationship seems to be gone. Now, it wasn't long ago I was a player, and relationships were good, and yeah, you got your red cards if you overstepped the mark, but today there were things says in the game that for me shows a complete and utter lack of decency on people's behalf, that that's we're speaking to Reece as well, and his staff, and I'm just talking on behalf of my staff and not our football club, on behalf of my staff and myself. But there's ways to communicate, in my opinion, that aren't being done. And the disappointing thing for me is I've got a very good relationship with Crawford Allen, and I speak to him, who's the head of refereeing, and any time I speak to him, he's so supportive, and that's not in terms of, sometimes I need to phone him to apologise for not this season, but I had a couple of red cards in my previous club, and I've had to phone to apologise, and he gives you the referee's number, and you call the referee and you have a great chat, but then it becomes a Saturday, and it's kind of the case, you can't speak to them, you can't, not all of them I must say, some of them are fantastic, but I think everyone has to. Now I'm emotional at the minute because of the game, because everything went on, but I think there has to be a bit of humility here, and I think maybe a time where, to make it simple, everybody sit around about a table and say, look, let's just try and work together, because it's certainly not happening, and it's not just this level, because that, as I say, that referee today happens, works in the Premiership, and to do the shut your lips sign to me when I'm just asked him a simple question, and to laugh at me when I'm asking them a question, it's not on. And I'm not saying I've not had a go at referees in my past, and as a player or as a manager, but certainly today, to try and even ask a simple question, I don't know, it's frustrating, to say the least, and it takes a shine off of what was a really good team performance, really. But look, we'll forget about that, and we'll move on to, that's a rant over, we'll forget about it, we'll move on to I forgot, Clyde next week now. We'll recover, and we'll get the boys going again, because we want to keep this run going.